So welcome back to the final episode of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time walkthrough. This is part 22, and now we have all the fortresses taken down. I'm just going to equip Classic Link. Then we have the big Goron sword, relatively decent magic power meter, and we're in a good place now. We have a lot of arrows to take down the final boss. So headed the wrong way there, clearly, but if we carry on up here, get to the main bridge, then we can head on, take on Ganondorf. So there's going to be a lot of climbing to this section, but right at the base when you go in, there's going to be a series of enemies. So I think this is Keys. I'm not sure you have to actually take these down, but I might as well. Of course, I can't actually block with the big Goron sword, so I'll take a bit of damage off them. So be it. In fact, I might as well swap out all this stuff. It's not too long. So I'm just going to ignore them from now on. I did assume that you'd need to kill them to open up the next room. This one looks like you do, because it locked me in then. So just kill the Dan Alphos. So he took a hell of a lot of damage, this guy then. Just do your jump attack. Should kill him fairly quickly. Now you can hear this organ music that Ganondorf's playing. Of course it gets louder as you go up. There's going to be a few rooms like this we're going to take on, so still at this point probably only about halfway up actually climbing. This looks like the boss key. I forgot there's actually a boss key for this bit. Yeah, it's the only thing I can think of, because there's nothing, right, nothing else to get in this game now. Ah, this looks like one. I think you've got to kill both of them to actually get this, so I'm going to do a lot of damage on that one, then go for the other one. So I hope this is the right one, just locked onto it. Yeah, it looks like it. I should have killed the other one by now. This one should take only a couple of hits. One does the trick, so that opens that up, and this might well be the last part of the climb then. So if this is the bit I'm thinking of, it's going to be a gigantic pillar we're going to arrive at now. No, still a couple more fights. So we've got some iron knuckles here. I'm going to use the big Goron sword, of course, because this will just make mincemeat these. If you caught the Spirit Temple, I defeated... It's funny to say that, I was about to say. I defeated Iron Knuckle without taking any damage. Each Iron Knuckle, and there's 4 of them. In fact, no, there's 3 throughout the Spirit Temple, I think. But this was the method I was to take. Just wait until he does that, getting close enough, doing the backflip, then jump attack, kills them in no time. So he did actually hit me for once, but you get more health back, of course, than the upgrade I got at the end of the last episode. The dual defense is, you know, even Iron Knuckles pretty weak after that. So I always like to think of that as Kume and Katake, because there's two of them. One's black and one's white. That sort of is final defense, I think. No, it should be heading towards... Yeah, there we go, there's the boss key. So there's going to be a load of pots here. My advice is to keep as many of them as possible. Just get what you need. I do need one for magic power here. Which I'm just not really getting. It's pretty annoying. So there we go, eventually. So I've not got that many of them on here actually, but you know, I don't intend to get to a point where I need them, to be honest. So let's take the side door, head up, and you can see it's getting a bit darker. Trying to build the suspense, but I know what's coming. It's going to be similar to the Phantom Ganondorf fight, where I have to sort of play a bit of a tennis game with him. So it's going to be the case. With my OP health and my big Goron sword, I should be able to kill him pretty quick. But we have this little speech section with him first, and he's going to reveal Zelda at his side, like in captivity. No, Navi's completely useless in this fight as well. I think she says like his dark energy means she can't get close to the fight or something. So you don't see Ganondorf a hell of a lot throughout the game. We've only really met him twice. Once spying on him through the window, and once when Zelda was fleeing from him. And speaking of the three, each of the Triforces will appear now. And of course Ganondorf looks a lot different than he did 7 years ago. He's got long hair now. And well, he'll look different after the first stage of this fight, because he goes to like his beast form. So he says the Triforce parts are resonating, they're combining into one again. And there we are, the visual representation is the triangle that they're in now. Zelda at the top, Link on the right, opposing Ganondorf, which represents Ganondorf's Triforce of Power, Zelda's Triforce of Wisdom, Link's Triforce of Courage. Now finally all the Triforce parts have gathered here. And shit's about to go down, pretty much. So he's going to utilise his Triforce of Power. I always thought the one on the left should have appeared there. Because the visual representation there is that he's on the bottom left, Link's on the bottom right, and Zelda's on the top. And yeah, they're sort of opposite each other, fighting for here. Not fighting over here, so. Over here, freedom, that is. But I think by the end of the game, it sort of hints at a romantic relationship between them two. Now he's going to hit the ground and fire these off straight away. So he's sorted out, of course. I can't use my shield there, but it doesn't matter anyway. Just firing this back at him. Oh, need me half a big actually. Look at them up. Not me that time, bastard. So it can take a while to sort of pick the speed, and of course he fires them. It takes more and more hits as the fight goes on to actually take him down, so this third one might take I've gone a bit too soon again, a bit of a shame. Log on. Is that a front hit? I thought it's better. I don't like this camera angle actually, I prefer it when it's a bit on the left hand side. This one should take him. Fucking hell, it's getting me a bit. I'm going a bit too soon, isn't it? Yeah, sort of here. I like this camera angle better. It was a bit like that for the Phantom Ganondorf fight. No, let's concentrate a bit more on this actually. He was doing a bit of damage. I don't want to use a fairy if we can avoid it. There's one of them. Nice, sort of lock on. Oh shit, no. Fuck. Right, you gotta hit him with a light arrow first. No, he's dodged it now. I forgot about that. So. You got a bit of another hit in. That's a shame. But it's the big Goron sword should make for reasonably easy sort of quick kill of them. You know, at least hopefully. But yeah, it's important to remember that. Stupid of me really to forget, but it's all what the light arrow is for. You use it later on as well, and it's a bit of a shame that you used a bit of magic power, because you sort of do need to store it. Use all the bit that's available. So now we go, we're hitting there, we lock on, just the sword out, and now you can jump attack with the big Goron sword, it's just OP, and slash hell out. Now this attack, you just avoid that one, just roll now, see, you'll fire one at it. I'm not sure if that one's possible to fire by. But I mean, the first round of this took ages, so it's actually a lot longer a tennis match than a fort. So just keep going, we'll take all the tennis. Oh no, there we go, got in there. Look at old big Goron sword. Probably only take one more round to actually finish him off, I think. So this is going to be one I'm going to dodge as well. I'm going to fire this weird thing. It's going to be like spirit bomb, aren't we? Just going to keep moving. I moved too soon actually, I think there's another bit as well where he sort of spirals towards you. It looks like a bit like a Psycho Crusher bison stuff. That was surprisingly quick. It seems the first round of the tennis was hard compared to the next one. But wow, just one more. So big Goron sword, OP. This is the first stage of the boss fight though, it's not like all done. So the great evil King Ganondorf beaten by this kid. He coughs up all this weird green shit as well. Joe, he learned my name. No, he's gonna effectively, from the outset, try and use this curse to take the castle down with Link and Zelda in it. So the hover boots are recommended for this bit, I think anyway. I'll probably change them at sections of the map where of the descent where I think I might need them, because certain rooms I'm going to have to defeat enemies in time as well. And yeah, I usually do enemies that are quite fleet-footed, like Stalfos or something. So Zelda speaks a bit too soon now, because of course this is what I mean, where he begins to take this down, starts sinking. But Zelda uses some of her power, and I've got to follow her down. So she says we need to hurry and escape, and she goes proper slow, I think. So we have 3 minutes, so that's plenty of time, but every now and again you have to use your shield to dodge these things. Sort of rubble that's coming down, so come on, hurry up. She keeps stopping for you, it's like moving quick. But you need to be next to Zelda for it to open these. I think I'm not sure whether it freezes your time when it's the parts where she has to actually stop. Oh, I don't know where she's gone. Oh, there she is. That's why it's best to have the hover boots. You can jump across them, of course, but it's just quicker to just stroll across. And they are quite thin paths, just in case you sort of end up running off the edge by mistake. Now I think this is the room where she gets stuck. You've got to save her. No, it must be the next one then. So this is where it's best, I think, to change the Kokiri boots just for this little fight. You've got to take a couple of these dudes up. Now I have that much health that I'm going to use my big Goron sword just to kill them as quickly as possible. I used my Master Sword last time, but yeah, the fuck. Oh, the flames are too much, but 3 hits with this, take them all. And in particular a jump attack, that'll make mincemeat of them. So Zelda does drop a few of these, which is why it's best to just head on straight away and fight them pretty much head on. Just keep slashing and you'll take them up. Now I think that's the last section where I sort of need to do that. So yeah, we're on the final section now. This stupid undead. Watch out for him actually, I only spotted him late on. So I'm not going to fight him obviously. Just carry on through. But there's no danger, we're going to do this with ease, the actual escape part, because just past here is the final section. Then the real boss is going to be Ganon, or the worst form of Ganondorf. Not him using the power to like the max, I think. But it's going to give this little cinematic of the castle falling down, and Zelda of course saying, "Oh, you did it," and all this, making out like that's the end. Well, not quite. So it's pretty impressive, the fall of it, I suppose. It just crumbles into dust, this thing. And amongst the rubble, Ganon will appear. I always thought it looked a bit like True Ogre from the second series. No, Ganon's actually not that hard. The way to beat him is sort of to roll underneath his legs, then you hit his tail. You can either kill it with the Megaton hammer, or the big Goron sword, I suppose, or which actually, thinking about it, it's probably the best way to do it. Or the light arrows, and I think the way to finish it off is the light arrows. There's going to be some pillars that are throughout, and similar to Iron Knuckle, you can lower him across and let him knock the pillars out. Then you get like heart pieces if you need them, or magic potion. But I think to summarise, sort of Ganondorf's the fight of magic versus magic, really. He sort of fights you at a distance. This one's a bit of more of a brute strength kind of fight, where he just fights you at close quarters, just chases you down like Iron Knuckle. So now he turns up. Sorry I couldn't help you fight. This time she does stick about. I think she says, actually, if you try and consult her, there's no way I'm being kept out of this fight. So as soon as you walk forward a bit, it will trigger this. and it'll separate Zelda, and actually, I think your Master Sword gets knocked out of your hand. And Ganondorf actually looks pretty badass in this section. He's about to transform. It's like him at his darkest. So yeah, it goes all massive, and this is a bit where I think the Master Swords might go. Yeah, and at the end, when I beat him, I can go across and get the Master Sword. And actually, now I remember, that's the way you kill him. The final blow is with the Master Sword, which does seem fit blows. But you see his tail, it's like all purple and blue and green. You end up firing that and hitting that with the light arrows, or big Goron sword, Megaton hammer, whatever you choose. The light arrows certainly are the way to stun him for the final kill, I think. Oh no, fucking hell, I didn't realise then. Alright, Chish is useless as anything in the actual final fight as well then, so just need to equip this. Still like that, roll through, and it'll log on to that. Slice that. And you hit it when I'll make that little noise. Why is that rolling? I'm not sure that it's actually taking damage. Can't really tell. Yeah, go away, Zelda. I want to log onto it. You hit it like that with the light arrow, and you get him there. It is making a noise, but yeah, as I said, I'm not too sure whether I'm actually doing damage with that, so I think I'll stick to the light arrows. Until I run out, anyway. Okay, made the same noise, so yeah, I think I am. I don't know what I was doing now. I just stopped. But let's carry on this method for now. I do consider the first section of Ganondorf to be actually harder than this, to be honest. So, I will have to use the Goron sword now anyway, but so if you don't have that, don't worry, Megaton hammer does the job. If not, it's Kakiri sword. Fuck no, you can't even use that. But yeah, I do remember the first time I took this on, back in the day, it was a bit daunting, because it was like, oh, I've got no sword, because of course there's not big Goron sword when I was little, not hard to get it. Or that it even existed. And, yeah, it was like a bit of a concern on how to beat him. I mean, saying that, it's just giving me bombs, so I'm guessing you can't actually bomb him as well. Oh, where? Maybe you just put a bomb underneath him now, or you can actually freeze him with the bomb. He's increasing speed. I think I'm getting closer to beating him. And there we go. So this is going to freeze him. Zelda's going to do a bit of power to keep him down. So Joe, the Master Sword is here, hurry up. I don't know what actually happens if you just ignore it. Just don't go over here. Maybe you do lose the sword or not, I'm guessing not. If I could just let you do this until you grab it. But I think he actually might get up now. Yeah, so yeah. So he gets up again. You can actually get a quick cheeky hit and then but this is sort of the final stage of this fight. So I'm just actually gonna get the big on so as well. Yeah, now you can cross it. There we go. He sorted out this thing. You can be able to orient yourself actually where this is by the time you're roll across. It's the command will change again. No, I got him this time. A lot longer than I remember it being this boss. Considering I have such a powerful sword. But it's got to be near the end now. My assumption is actually that similar to Dark Link, I think he has as many heart pieces as Link does. So every strike of this probably takes about 4 or 5. Another one down? Wow. Am I mistaken? Is the way to take him down this section still with the Master Sword? And I'm going to give it one more hit, then assume it is. I seem to have hit him a lot since he got back up. And of course, he's a lot quicker to turn around now, so it can't take too long. So. Yeah, I've hit him a load of times. I'm going to go back to Master Sword. So that's perhaps where I'm going wrong this section. Still did this. It's just have a hell of a lot of health. I mean, makes sense, but. As I said, I don't remember him having this much up. It's taken a long time. Looks like pulverising and he's still going somehow. There we go. Well, I was starting to worry that I had to use the light arrow and I'd have to get him to knock a pillar out and get magic power for me. But this is going to be the final blow. So Zelda uses all their power of wisdom, Triforce, to hold him down. It's a good job I got my Master Sword out, because that is going to be the key to killing him out, and it just all of a sudden goes OP. The power of the sages, or the power of the courage, Triforce, isn't it? So you just go up, and it'll trigger this bit when you press to swing your sword. So I believe in Legend of Zelda game lore, this all the Link heroes are descended from other Links. You know, so every like few thousand years or some 100 years or something, there will be a new Ganondorf, a new Zelda, and a new Link. I think chronologically this is the first, so technically that's the first in-game battle between Link and Zelda, I think. And it's a pretty badass one. So what we do is, as Raru says, all the sages combined with Zelda, the 7th sage. You see them all here? They all use their power to seal them inside the... And it's like a void, really. It's sort of like a realm that there's just him and nothing else, so a bit like a purgatory. Yeah, there's going to be a bit in a little section in a second where we see Ganondorf say to us as well, like, oh, I'll be back. I think just here. And then he's going to curse us, of course. And yeah, it's something we know is he's just sort of in nothingness, really. So someday when the seal is broken, blah blah blah, and that's when Ganondorf gets out in future games. So perhaps it is the same Ganondorf, I don't even know. I think it is actually. Because that was what he says, that was when I exterminated descendants. Well, it's the same case every time, but this is my favourite game of all the Zeldas. Say that I've only played about 3 or 4 of them, but you know, this game's actually, I still consider it to be the best game I've ever played in my life, and probably my third favourite. So it's been an enjoyable walkthrough for me. Hopefully that's for you as well. And the boss fight went pretty well. I only ended up needing about 9 heart pieces, so you know, 18 in all really. I don't think I needed the defense. It cuts to this bit where I don't even know what to make of this. I don't know if it's like where the hell they are. It seems like they're in the sky. But Zelda says thanks for saving us and all this. All the tragedies befallen Hyrule was my becoming. I was so young I could not comprehend the consequences of trying to control the sacred realm. So I don't know what the king's doing in all of this. He's done like nothing. Because clearly she didn't tell her dad. But it says now, yeah, basically they have to send Link back to his own time to reset everything. So effectively you go back to how you were at the start, and I think the end of it's Navi leaving Link. No joke, if the Ocarina to me as a sage, I can return you to your original time with it. I should have saved it immediately before the boss actually, because I think it will just sort of reset back to my last save point. But that's it. I've literally got everything on this game that I could think of in, I think, 21 or 22 episodes. Not too bad. And this is the bit where they say goodbye. Then there's going to be a big credits sequence coming up, I think, where it shows right at the end each of the sages on top of Death Mountain. I always quite like that bit. But this is the last we're going to see of Zelda, I think. She's going to play her lullaby and send us back. So I think this is the, yeah, this is the credit sequence there. I don't think you can skip it. Not sure I want to be honest. It is good. Just run through everything that you saw. It shows you basically everyone and every location on this bit. So there's Kapora Gabora there. The Gerudo training ground. And as I talk through this, I'll talk through my favourite bits of the walkthrough, my worst, what have you. The Gerudo training fortress didn't go too badly. Kakariko village. You visit a hell of a lot. Down the well, that wasn't too bad either. I never made it in the gap, the secret bit in the windmill actually, but I think it's just a rupee there, a rupee chest there. Death Mountain, I always quite enjoy I quite like the fire temple and all that section, the Dongo's Cavern. I always quite like the Goron part more than the forest sections and the water temples. Water section and that, I'll be honest. So there's the Runia's room, the entrance to the fire temple. And Lake Hylia. The water temple was quite infamous. That one wasn't too bad for the walkthrough though, but it is the only part of the game that died. The fight against Dark Link, the actual Megaton hammer just wouldn't work the first time. Like, smashed him the second, so I don't really get why that was the case, to be honest. But from that, I mean, the death didn't really set me back much actually, because the entrance to Dark Link's quite close to the entrance to the actual temple. Here's the young Deku tree, by the way. Sort of set up for future games where there's a Deku tree there. But yeah, aside from that death in the water temple, I don't think it was that bad in terms of damage I took. in terms of speed, I think this run could be better if I sort of plotted out routes a bit better. You know, there were times where I had to double back to get a sculpture I'd missed or something like that, but that's bound to happen. I didn't really set out with a planned route. I just sort of did it in my head, and there was about 30% of the 100% I'd done that I'd never really explored before. So yeah, maybe one day I'll take it on again with an actual aim at a speed run and sort of plot that out better. But that's a symbol of the sages, by the way. I think the colours there, and you see a lot of people here, just randoms like Talon and Ingo dancing. The Gorons, there's Zoras and stuff. The people of the forest, and just series of random people as well, like the Happy Mask Shop guy. But yeah, as I said, I mean, I love this game that much that I would be open to a future run, maybe a couple of years down the line, that is a speed run. But to do another 100% run, I'm not too sure. I think it's been enjoyable, but it's taken a lot on me. It's been tough at times. There were sections and side missions that were hard. Let's run through some of the other characters just missed out then, of course. That was Malon. Saw some various Gorons. We saw the guy who's in the windmill. There's Big Goron. There's the Cuckoo Chicken Woman from Kakariko Village. The dancing couple from Hyrule Market. The Gerudo's there. There's Fado and King Zora. It's quite a mad combination. It just throws out here. Oh, that's not Fado, that's Mido. Actually, Mido's the dick who like hated on Link. I think Fado was the girl we sold one of the we needed for the big Goron quest. But there's going to be the orbs that represent each of the sages. So Mido probably knows Sari's one, and he's like, yeah, that's why I hate Link again. But they all come across, and this is towards the end of the credit scene, I think, because it ends with them all on top of the crater. So in order, they were Saria, Darunia, Ruto, Impa, Nibiru, and Zelda, the final one. Zelda doesn't appear there, but Poragabora is the other one, and I think it does show him fly off. Oh no, it did at the start then, so I think one of the eye statue things said it was like the reincarnation of Rauru or something. So in a physical form, they do all appear throughout. But this is going to be the part where Navi does speak to Link, and she's like, oh, I need to leave now and go back to what it was, because you're sort of not a Kokiri, so you don't really have a fairy. So I didn't realise this, she doesn't actually talk to him, she just flies off. Then that's it, it just cuts to the end time thing, so it's quite a grand credit sequence, but credit to the makers of this game. I have an enduring respect for them because it is an incredible game, particularly for its time. This was made in '98, I think, and it's very thorough. As I mentioned in a prior episode, I think at some point, there are plenty of times where you think, oh, is the game done now? And it just carries on, but in a good way. You know, there's more to the quest, and you're like, oh, excellent. I've still got this temple to go, or the boss fight isn't done yet, or there's a whole section of being an adult. You know, when I was young, I thought the section as a kid was it. So there's plenty to do in this game. It took 22 episodes, I think. The average time was probably about an hour on each of the playthroughs, an hour plus. So it will take a number of hours to complete this game, but it's really rewarding when you do everything. And I do quite like how the end screen gets to that bit, because it's sort of like the giant loop of this is where they first meet, Zelda and Link, and of course where I suppose where Ganondorf first meets them as well. So I'm just going to sit on this. It's going to look dark, the screen, so it might just be right in the fact that it just freezes there. So yeah, I've sort of run through everything. The bits I enjoyed, the bits I didn't enjoy so much. I enjoyed all the temples, to be honest, actually, except for the water temple. But who enjoys the water temple? And in all, this has probably been my favourite run of one of my favourite games. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Hope you found some things helpful based on where I've shown you where something is or where I've gone wrong, and you can avoid doing that. And as I mentioned at the last episode, I think future walkthroughs are probably going to be done on the Wii. So this might not be the last Zelda playthrough, so look out for that. And yeah, hopefully you join us for future walkthroughs. I will be back soon. And this was Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.